Hi everyone, I'm Bubbles from Susan's family. Today I'd like to introduce you a new design. Chinese aesthetic series, Jade color cardigan. This sweater consists of the front piece, back piece, edging, sleeves and buttons. First, crochet the front and back pieces, then add the border. After that, complete the sleeves and attach them. Finally, sew on the buttons. Let's start with the front and back pieces. It is divided into the body, chest piece and shoulders. Start by crocheting the body part. It is made up of motifs, except for the first motif, which is completely crocheted when you reach the last round. For the following motifs in the last round, you need to work and join as you go. The motifs start with the chain ring method. Crochet in rounds counterclockwise along the starting chain. The stitches used include chain, single crochet, double crochet increase, 6 double crochets together, half double crochet. Now, let's dive in. Start with a chain ring. Take the corresponding yarn. Here, I'm using random colors. For actual work, use hand-dyed yarn for crocheting. The starting position of the yarn tail will vary. This affects the final effect. You can choose your preferred color segments to crochet. Chain 5. Join with a slip stitch to the first chain. Mindful, don't twist the chains. Move on to the first round of crocheting. Chain 1 as the beginning chain. Then work 2 single crochets in the large space of the magic ring. While working, weave in the yarn tail. Next, chain 2. Repeat the sequence of 2 single crochets and 2 chains twice more. That's 2 single crochets and 2 chains again. After completing the repeats, work 2 more single crochets. Then chain 1. Finally, join with a single crochet to the starting single crochet. This completes the first round. The side with the starting chain yarn tail is the wrong side. The other side is the right side. Always keep the right side facing you while crocheting. Due to the yarn here, the space from the starting chain is a bit small after completing the round. Now let's move on to the second round. Chain 3 to start. These 3 chains count as 1 double crochet. Then work 1 double crochet in the next single crochet on the left. In the adjacent single crochet, make 1 double crochet increase. That is, work 2 double crochets in the same stitch. This completes the double crochet increase. Next, work 1 double crochet in the chain space on the left. Then chain 7. Continue with 1 more double crochet in the same chain space. After that, work 1 double crochet in each of the next 2 single crochets on the left. And make 1 double crochet increase. Below, continue to refer to the pattern. Work this round completely. After finishing the last double crochet increase, work 1 double crochet in the last chain space of the previous round. Then chain 4. Finally, join with a double crochet to the beginning chain. Pick up the 2 strands from the top loop of the 3rd chain and crochet. This completes the 2nd round. Now let's move on to the 3rd round. Start with another chain of 3 for the turning chain. Then work 1 double crochet in the last chain space of the previous round. Then chain 2. Below, work 1 double crochet on the beginning chain. Then follow the stitch pattern along the row. Pay attention, this stitch might pucker a bit, so don't skip it. After finishing, chain 2 again. Then work 2 double crochets in the chain space. Five chains and 2 double crochets. After completing, chain 2 again. Then continue referring to the pattern. Work this round completely. After finishing the last 2 chains, connect with 1 double crochet into the beginning chain. That completes the 3rd round. Now let's work on the 4th round. Start with another chain of 3 for the turning chain. Work 1 double crochet in this chain space. Then chain 2. Next, work 1 double crochet on the first double crochet of the previous round. Then chain 3. Next, work 1 double crochet, that combines 6 stitches into one. Start with the 6 stitches on the left side. Work 1 incomplete double crochet in each of these 6 stitches. 1, 2, 3. 4, 5, 6. Then yarn over and draw through in once. That completes the DC6 tog. Chain 3. Work 1 double crochet on the adjacent stitch. Chain 2. Then work 2 double crochets in the left chain space. Chain 3. And work 2 double crochets. Continue to refer to the pattern and complete this round. Work this round completely. After finishing the last 2 double crochets, chain 1. Then join with a half double crochet to the beginning chain. That completes the 4th round. Now let's work on the 5th round. Start with a chain of 3 as the beginning chain. First, work 1 double crochet in the last chain space. Then continue to work double crochets along the chain spaces and stitches of the previous round. Pay attention, do not crochet into the stitch where DC6 tog worked. Don't forget the position of the beginning chain. After finishing, take a look. Consider the stitches from the beginning chain and those worked afterward as one side. Next, work 2 double crochets in the chain space at the corner on the left side. Then work 3 chains and 2 double crochets. Treat the stitches worked in this chain space as one corner. Continue working around using the method for sides and corners. Work this round completely. After finishing the last side, complete the stitches for the final corner. That is, work 2 more double crochets in this chain space. Then work 3 chains. Finally, join with a slip stitch. Pull tight. That's how you complete the 5th round. Leave a yarn tail and fasten off. Hide the yarn tails on the wrong side. That concludes the first motif. Now let's move on to the second motif. When working the last round of this motif, you'll need to join it with the adjacent motif. First, refer to the pattern and work everything up to the last round. Stop before starting the final round. I've already crocheted up to this point. Now let's work the final round. You can join with the adjacent motif at any one side and the 2 corners. Connect it to the previous motif. I'll join at the last side and the 2 corners. Join it with the adjacent motif here. So first, finish crocheting up to the 3rd side, and all stitches before it. After completing the 3rd side, move on to the 3rd corner. When crocheting here, you need to connect it with the adjacent motif. Start with 2 double crochets. Then 1 chain. Slightly enlarge the loop. Remove the hook. Then take the previous motif. Insert the hook into any corner chain space on the right side. Draw the loop through. Then crochet 2 more chains. That's 1 connection with the adjacent motif. Continue and finish crocheting this corner. After finishing, start working the edge. Be mindful to connect with the previous motif while crocheting. Begin with 3 double crochets. For the next stitch, you need to join. Enlarge the loop. Remove the hook. Then, in the corresponding stitch on the previous motif, draw the loop through. Then complete this double crochet. That's another connection with the adjacent motif. Continue with 4 double crochets. The next stitch requires another connection. Let me demonstrate this again. Loosen the loop. On the corresponding stitch of the previous motif, pull the loop through from the right side. Then finish this double crochet. The connection is complete. For the rest of the edge connections, simply follow this method to connect. Continue crocheting all the way down this side. After finishing, crochet the final corner. Start with 2 double crochets. Then work 1 chain. Next, in the chain space of the adjacent motif's corresponding corner, hook out the loop. Then work 2 more chains. This completes the second connection for the corner position. For the remaining corners, follow this method to connect. Make a slip stitch and pull tight. Leave a yarn tail. Hide the yarn tail on the wrong side. That concludes the second motif. Next, follow the previous demonstration and continue crocheting all the way to the 10th motif. Use the same method for connecting. Now let's move on to crochet the 11th motif. As usual, refer to the pattern chart. First, complete everything before the final round. I've already finished crocheting up to this point. Now let's crochet the last round and join it. First, finish crocheting all the corners and edges that need to be joined. Let's start by joining the corners. The method is the same as before. After connecting the corner position, continue crocheting and connecting the edge positions. Once completed, move on to connect the corner position again. At this corner position, connect to any chain space of the previous 2 motifs. Continue working this round completely. After finishing, pull the slip stitch tight. Leave a yarn tail, fasten off, and weave in the ends. That's how you complete the 11th motif. Now let's crochet the 12th motif. This motif needs to connect 2 sides and 3 corners. As usual, finish crocheting everything before the last round. Then work the last round and join it. First, finish crocheting the first side and all stitches leading up to it. After that, work on the first corner. Connect it to the opposite chain space of the adjacent motif. Next, crochet along the side. Connect it to the opposite side of the previous motif. Once done, move on to the second corner. When connecting this corner, link it to any chain space from the previous motif. Ensure there are no noticeable holes after connecting. For any similar chain spaces you encounter later, connect them using the same method. Continue to crochet and connect the third side and the third corner. When connecting the third corner, link it to any chain space of the previous motif. Work this round completely. After finishing, leave a yarn tail, fasten off, and weave in the ends. That concludes the 12th motif. Next, crochet and connect all the remaining motifs for the body. Once they are all finished and connected, the body section is complete. Now let's move on to learning how to crochet the chest piece. Continue crocheting the motifs and connect them to the body. First, everyone crochets the 2 motifs on the edges. After finishing, crochet an adjacent motif. For the chest piece, after completing it, crochet another adjacent motif. When crocheting this motif, you need to leave space for the sleeve opening. That means reserving the position for the sleeve opening. No connection needed here. Now, let's dive in. Start by crocheting the first and second sides, and the corner between them. After finishing, crochet 2 corners. Then connect these corners to the corresponding corners of the body piece. Pay attention, this is just a sample swatch here. The number of fabric pieces is not for reference. I'm only demonstrating the method. After connecting the corner positions, move on to crochet the third side and the third corner, and connect them to the corresponding pieces. After finishing, crochet the final side and the last corner. While crocheting, there's no need to connect it to the previous motifs. After finishing, pull the slip stitch tight. Leave a yarn tail, fasten off, and weave in the ends. This completes the 23rd motif. Next, continue referring to the pattern chart, and crochet all the way to the 31st motif. Note that when crocheting the 29th motif, one side and one corner do not need to be connected to the previous motifs. After finishing, move on to crochet the 32nd motif. This motif connects two edges, chest piece, and two corners. Now, complete it on your own. After finishing, move on to crochet the 33rd motif. Now, let's dive in. First, crochet the first side using the previous stitch pattern. After finishing, move on to crochet the first corner. When crocheting this corner, connect it with the previous motif. After completing, move on to crochet the second side. Then, connect it with the 28th motif. After finishing, move on to crochet the third corner. Then, connect it with the previous motifs. Now, continue crocheting this motif until it's completed. After finishing, fasten off with a slip stitch and tighten. Leave a yarn tail, break the yarn, and weave in the ends. That concludes the 33rd motif. The sides and corners that were not connected earlier form the armhole. Next, everyone continues to refer to the pattern. Crochet the remaining motifs for the front piece. Now let's learn how to crochet the shoulders. It involves crocheting the corresponding motifs and connecting them. Now, let's dive in. Start by crocheting the 41st motif. Note, this is my sample swatch. This motif needs to connect with the motifs of both the front and back pieces. Similarly, finish all the way down to the last round first. Then, proceed to crochet the last round. First, finish crocheting one side, and all stitches before it. Next, work the first corner and the second side. And then the second corner. While crocheting, connect it to the 39th motif of the back piece. After finishing, complete the third side. No connection needed while crocheting this part. Then, crochet the third corner and the final side. As you work, connect it to the motifs of the front piece. It's the 38th motif. After crocheting, finish the last corner as well. While crocheting, connect it to the 38th motif too. Finally, join with a slip stitch and pull tight. Leave a yarn tail, fasten off, and weave in the ends. This completes the 41st motif. Next, follow the same method and work the 42nd motif. 43rd motif and 44th motif. Crocheting and connecting them properly. When connecting, you need to join it with the front and back pieces. Another motif also needs to be connected to the corresponding side of the adjacent motif. Below, please complete it on your own. Next, crochet the two motifs for the back shoulder. That is, motif 2. Start by crocheting the first one. We will start from foundation chain and crochet along the foundation chain. Now, let's dive in. Start with a chain. Crochet 23 chains. After completing the starting chain, proceed to work row 1. Begin with a slip stitch in the second chain from the hook. Pick up the half loop of the chains for crocheting. The slip stitch here is marked as an oval shape, meaning not to pull too tight. Then continue picking up the top half loops and crochet slip stitches. Crochet 4 more stitches. After finishing, crochet 6 chains. Then pick up the last slip stitch. Work 1 double crochet in the same stitch. Next, pick up the half loop of the adjacent chain. Crochet 1 double crochet. 2 chains. Skip 2 chains, crochet 1 double crochet, 3 chains. Then work 6 double crochet together. First, skip 1 stitch. Pick up the top half loop of the chains in sequence. Work 6 incomplete double crochets. Yarn over and draw through all loops once, then crochet 3 chains. Skip 1 chain, crochet 1 double crochet, 2 chains. Skip 2 stitches, crochet 2 double crochets, 3 chains. Finally, crochet 1 double crochet on this edge chain. That completes the first row. Now let's move on to the second row. Start with another chain of 3 for the turning chain. Turn the work. Work 2 double crochets in the next chain space. Then crochet 3 chains. Pay attention. As you crochet, connect the corresponding chains from the previous motif. Moving on to the edge position. As you crochet, connect the corresponding edge of the 36th motif. Note, after turning the work, the stitch will be in the top left position. Once completed, continue working the corner, and connect it to the corresponding corner of the previous motif. After finishing, pick up these 6 chains, crochet 1 double crochet into the 3rd chain. And connect with the corresponding stitch of the 42nd motif. Then pick up and work slip stitches along the chain. Or use the same insertion point as the slip stitch. Work 2 double crochets in sequence. Then work 1/2 double crochet. Finally, work 1 single crochet and connect it to the 42nd motif. After completing, leave a yarn tail, fasten off, and weave in the end. That completes the first motif too. Now move on to crocheting the second motif too. Start with the corresponding number of chains. Then work on row 1. Make 3 chains as the beginning chain. Work 3 more chains. Then along the chains, work the corresponding stitch pattern in sequence. After completing the last double crochet, work 4 more chains. That completes row 1. Now move on to row 2. Make 1 beginning chain. Turn the work. At the start of this row, connect to motif number 43. Insert the hook into the corresponding stitch of motif 43. Draw the yarn through the loop. Then in the second chain from the hook, work 1 single crochet. Next, pick up a chain and work 1/2 double crochet. Work 2 double crochets. Then connect back to motif number 43. Continue to work the corner and edge. Finish this row completely. Pay attention to the connection while crocheting. Note, the last double crochet should connect with the previous piece's beginning chain. This double crochet is worked into the turning chain of the previous row. After completing, leave a yarn tail, fasten off, and weave in the ends. That concludes the second motif. The shoulder is now complete. Up to this point, we have covered both the front and back pieces. Next, let's learn how to crochet the edging. It is divided into two parts. Let's start with the first part, following the hems of the front and back pieces, as well as the button bands and neckline, we will crochet. The new stitches used include single crochet decrease, treble crochet, and reverse single crochet. Now, let's dive in. Let's start with the first row. Take out the corresponding yarn. On the left shoulder motif, at the one side that is not connected, join the yarn in the corresponding double crochet. Pay attention. The left and right here refer to when the garment is worn. Work one chain as beginning chain. In the same stitch where you joined the yarn, work one single crochet. When crocheting, weave in the ends. Work two chains. Skip two stitches and work one half double crochet. Work two more chains. Continue by skipping two stitches and working one double crochet. Then work three chains. In the chain spaces between the two motifs, Work 1 double crochet in each space. Work 2 chains between them. After completing, continue along this side of the motif with double crochets. Work 2 chains between each stitch. When you reach the chain space at the corner of the motif, work 1 stitch in that chain space. After completing, at the edge of the motif in the chain space, work 1 double crochet there. Work 5 chains and 1 double crochet. After finishing, move to the hem position. Continue crocheting along the motif positions. Upon completion, reach the chain space at the corner of the right front piece motif. Work 1 double crochet here as well. 5 chains and 1 double crochet. After completing, continue crocheting along the motifs on the front edge. Once done, you'll reach the neckline motif. Work 1 double crochet in the chain space as well. Then crochet along the edge. After finishing, the first row is complete. Next, let's work the second row. Start by carrying the yarn across. Pull up the loop to enlarge it. Then pass the working yarn ball through the loop. Pull tight. Next, turn your work over. Draw the yarn through the last double crochet of the previous row. Carry the yarn and keep it a little loose. Then make 4 chains as the beginning chain. Next, work 1 double crochet on each of the 3 double crochets on the left side. Work 1 double crochet in each stitch. Work 2 chains in between. After completing, work 2 chains. Then work 4 double crochets in sequence. Pay attention. You also need to crochet in the chain spaces on the left side. After finishing the 4 double crochets, work 2 more chains. Then along the stitches, work 3 double crochets in sequence. Work 2 chains in between. After completing, work 3 chains. Then work 3 double crochets in sequence. Work 2 chains in between. After completing, work 2 more chains. Treat the consecutive 4 double crochets and the following stitches as one group. Below, continue with this group, and repeat along the front piece. After finishing, you'll reach the corner position. On the 2 edge double crochets, work 1 double crochet each. Then in the chain space, work 2 double crochets. Then work 3 chains. Continue with 1 double crochet in the same chain space. Then on the 2 edge double crochets, work 1 double crochet each. Next, continue repeating the group of stitches. Here, the group starts with chains. Below, continue referring to the chart, and finish this row. Later, when you reach the other side's corner, follow the chart for crocheting. After completing the last double crochet, work 3 chains, then work a slip stitch on the last double crochet of the row above. That completes the second row. Now let's move on to the third row. Start by carrying the yarn across. Then make 3 chains as the beginning chain. Work 1 double crochet in the adjacent double crochet. Then work 2 chains. Continue according to the group pattern. When you reach the corner chain space, refer to the pattern to crochet. Continue until you finish this row. After completing the last double crochet, work 2 chains. Then work a slip stitch on the edge double crochet from the row above. That completes the third row. Now let's move on to the fourth row. Start by carrying the yarn across. Then make 3 chains as the beginning chain. Work 1 double crochet. Chain 4. Work 1 single crochet in the chain space from the row above. Chain 4 again. Continue crocheting following the group pattern for the rest of the row. Finish this row. When you reach the corner position, refer to the chart to crochet. Once completed, the 4th row is done. Now let's crochet the 5th row. Carry the yarn across. Chain 4 to start. Work 1 chain for the interval. Then crochet following the group pattern for the rest of the row. Finish this row. Finally, work 1 treble crochet, yarn over twice, insert the hook into the stitch. Draw the yarn through, then yarn over, pull through the first 2 loops on your hook. Repeat this 3 times. That completes 1 treble crochet. The 5th row is now done. Let's move on to the 6th row. Make 1 beginning chain. Turn your work. Start with 1 single crochet decrease. Work 1 incomplete single crochet in this treble crochet stitch. Then, in the left chain space, work 1 incomplete single crochet. Yarn over and draw through the remaining loops in once. That completes the single crochet decrease. You have now finished a single crochet decrease. The single crochet decrease is complete. There you go, 1 single crochet decrease is done. Next, continue to refer to the pattern chart. Finish crocheting this row. End with 1 single crochet decrease as well. That completes the 6th row. Next, everyone continues to follow the pattern. Finish crocheting the remaining rows of the first section. Do not cut the yarn after completing it. That concludes the first part of edging. After finishing the first section of the edging, we will move on to crochet the second section. Start by crocheting the first round. Make 1 beginning chain. There's no need to turn your work here. Begin with crocheting 3 single crochets into this double crochet at the edge. Pick up the entire double crochet stitch and continue crocheting. After completing, pick up the next adjacent beginning chain and crochet. Crochet 2 single crochets. The next adjacent row consists of treble crochets. Pick up the entire stitch and crochet 3 single crochets. Then, pick up the adjacent beginning chains, and double crochets 1 by 1. Crochet 2 single crochets for each. Once done, decrease with a single crochet on the side edge. Pick up 1-2 threads from the side edge and crochet. Continue crocheting along the first part of the side edge for the edging. After finishing the side position, follow along the first row, and crochet through the chain spaces and stitches of that section. Once done, continue along the remaining stitches of the shoulder piece. Crochet 5 single crochets. Then you'll reach motif 2. Start by crocheting in the same insertion point as the slip stitch. Crochet 5 single crochets sequentially. Pick up the remaining 1-2 threads from the chain and crochet. After crocheting, skip 1 chain. Then move to the left chain space, and continue picking up chain spaces sequentially. Alternatively, crochet using the remaining 1-2 threads from the chain. Let's take a look at the second section of the edging. The first round of the second section of the edging involves crocheting single crochets along the side edge of the first section and the motif positions, as well as the shoulder motif positions. You can refer to the chart for the placement of the single crochet stitches. You can also crochet roughly, as long as the fabric piece lays flat after crocheting, it's fine. Below, you'll reach the side of motif 2 again. Continue picking up stitches along the edge of motif 2 and crocheting. After finishing, continue along the other side of motif 2, connecting it with the first part of the edging. After completing that, you'll reach the last row of the edging. Crochet along the stitches and chain spaces. After finishing, join with the first single crochet using a slip stitch. Pull tight. That's it. The first round is now completed. Next, let's move on to the second round. Start with a chain 1 as your beginning chain. For this round, crochet reverse single crochets. Rotate the hook counterclockwise. Pick up the last single crochet and work 1 single crochet into it. That completes 1 reverse single crochet. I'll demonstrate the method for reverse single crochet again. Rotate the hook counterclockwise. Work 1 single crochet into the adjacent stitch on the right. And that's another reverse single crochet completed. Continue along the stitches of the previous round, crocheting reverse single crochets. After completing the corresponding number of stitches, skip 1 stitch and do not crochet into it. Move on to work from the adjacent stitch. The number of stitches skipped between spaces can be referenced from the chart. You may also adjust according to the actual situation. Just make sure the fabric piece lays flat after completion. Pay attention. There are fewer skipped stitches between spaces at the neckline. Continue and work this round completely. It doesn't matter if you end up with 1 or 2 extra stitches. Simply join with a slip stitch to the first stitch. Pick up about 1-2 strands of yarn and insert. Finally, leave a tail, fasten off, and weave in the ends. That completes the second part of crocheting the edging. We've also finished explaining how to crochet the border. Next, let's learn how to crochet the sleeves. There are two identical ones, the first section, the second section for the cuffs and edging, and the third section. Let's start by learning how to crochet the first section. The first section consists of 3 motifs 1 and 1 motif 3. When crocheting the last round of the 3 motifs 1 side is edged while connecting it to the previous motif. The method is identical to what we did earlier. Everyone, refer to the pattern chart. Crochet and connect the first 3 motifs 1 first. After completing them, move on to crocheting motif 3. By referring to the chart, you can see that this motif is about half the size of motif 1. It also uses the chain ring method to start, then work back and forth from the starting point. The new stitches used include double crochet decrease, double crochet 3 stitches together. Now, let's dive in. Start with a slip knot and adjustable magic ring. Then work row 1. Work 1 chain as beginning chain. Crochet the corresponding stitch in the large space of the starting chain. Finish this row. After completing, the first row is done. Next, let's crochet the second row. Make 3 chains to start. Turn the work. Work 1 double crochet on the last single crochet. Then continue referring to the pattern. Finish crocheting this row. After crocheting, the second row is completed. Now everyone refer to the pattern. Crochet the third row as well. Move on to crochet the fourth row. Work 2 chains as beginning chain. Turn the work. Crochet 1 double crochet decrease first. Work 1 incomplete double crochet in each of the next 2 adjacent double crochets. Then yarn over and draw through all loops once. This completes 1 double crochet decrease. Continue referring to the pattern and finish crocheting this row. Pay attention. Lastly, work a double crochet 3 stitches together. Start with 3 incomplete double crochets. Then yarn over and draw through all loops once. This completes the double crochet 3 stitches together. The fourth row is now finished. Next, let's crochet the fifth row. Work 3 chains as beginning chain. First, finish the stitches before the chain. After finishing, you will reach the chain space position. First, work 2 double crochets into the chain space. Then make 3 chains. And join it with the adjacent motif. Then continue to finish the remaining part. Remember to join with the previous motif while crocheting. Note that I have fewer motifs here. After completing, leave a yarn tail, fasten off, and weave in the ends. That concludes motif 2. That concludes the first section. Now let's learn how to crochet the second section. The second section consists of 4 motifs grouped together. Work and join as you go to form a tube. Pay attention. One of the motifs needs to connect on 3 sides. That means it needs to join with the previous motif. The first motif, and the first motif of the first section. Now everyone can complete it on your own. After finishing, crochet the edging along the other side of the second section. That is, the side without the first section. The method for crocheting the edging is almost identical to the second round of the edging in the second section. It's basically the same. Here you'll crochet around the stitches and chain spaces. The number of single crochets can be referenced from the chart. You can also crochet according to your preference. Now everyone can complete it on your own. And that concludes the cuff edging. Next, let's learn how to crochet the third section. Everyone can now proceed to complete it on their own. Crochet around the 3 motifs of the second section. Now, let's dive in. Join yarn between the 2 motifs closer to the first section. Make 3 chains to start. Then crochet around the motifs of the second section. The method is almost identical to the first row of the edging in the first section. It's basically the same. Refer to the chart and finish this row. Crochet 1 stitch between the motifs. Pick up approximately 1-2 strands of yarn to crochet. Pay attention, the last double crochet is also crocheted between 2 motifs. Crochet 1 stitch between the motifs. This completes the first row. Next, everyone continues to refer to the pattern. Complete the third section. The following crochet method is almost identical to edging the first part. It's basically the same. Below, everyone can complete it on their own. After finishing, don't cut the yarn. This concludes the third section. After completing the sleeves, proceed with the joining. First, join both sides of the third section to both sides of the first section respectively. Now, let's dive in. Make a slip knot as beginning chain, then work 1 slip stitch on the side edge. Chain 1. Then work another slip stitch on the border of the first part. One chain. Then move to the adjacent row on the sleeve side. Work 1 more slip stitch. 1 chain. After completing it, work a slip stitch in the space between stitches on the first part motif. 1 chain. Let's take a look. For joining, on the side edge of the third section, work slip stitches into the stitches of the first part motif. Work 1 chain in between. The position of the motifs is basically every other stitch between each slip stitch. On the side of the third section, basically work 1 slip stitch per row. The insertion point for the slip stitch can be referenced from the finished product, or you can adjust according to the actual situation. After joining, make sure the fabric piece lays flat. Next, everyone continue to complete the joining on this side. Finally, you can also work a connecting stitch in the chain spaces of the motifs. After joining, leave a yarn tail, fasten off, and weave in the ends. Then follow the same method, and join the other side as well. After joining the side of the sleeve, attach the sleeve to the armhole position. Before joining, use a marker or safety pin, or paper clip, to temporarily secure the sleeve to the armhole position. Then along the last row of the third section, and the motifs at the armhole position of motif 2. Work slip stitches and chain connections. The method is the same as for the sleeve sides. There is roughly an interval of 1 stitch between slip stitches, or adjust according to the actual situation. After joining, it should lay flat. Next, please complete it on your own. That concludes the sleeves. Finally, let's attach the buttons. Before attaching, crochet buttonholes in the right front band position. Now, let's dive in. Here I am crocheting at an arbitrary position. For the exact buttonhole position, refer to the chart. First, join yarn at the corresponding stitch. Here, pick up and join yarn in the stitch that corresponds to the first round of the second section of the edging. Then crochet 7 chains. The number of chains here determines the size of the buttonhole. You can also crochet according to your preference. Next, make 1 slip stitch in the adjacent stitch. Finally, leave a yarn tail, fasten off, and weave in the ends. That completes 1 buttonhole. Next, everyone finish crocheting the remaining buttonholes. Finally, on the left front band at the corresponding buttonhole positions, sew on buttons with the same color thread as the edging. Now, let's dive in. Cut about 30 centimeters of the corresponding color yarn. Thread it into a darning needle. Here, I use the yarn randomly. Button. Secure the tail end on the wrong side. Then stitch out at the corresponding position. Here, sew the button between the second section of the edging rounds. You can also sew a few more times to secure it. After sewing, tie off and weave in the ends neatly on the wrong side. That's how you sew one button. Following the same method, sew all the remaining buttons. That concludes the buttons. Up to this point, the entire sweater has been completed. If you have questions during the process, don't hesitate to reach us via our website. Susan's Family, supporting you handwork experience, sharing the joy of life. Thank you all for watching. We will see you in the next episode.